Hello, everyone. I'm Joe Wiz, and welcome to the latest edition of the Fine Line Podcast. Today's show is brought to you by NielsenDodge.com. Whether you have no credit or poor credit, it doesn't matter. As long as you have a driver's license, you'll be driving home in a pre-owned or brand new vehicle in a whiz moment. Visit NielsenDodge.com. And today's show is brought to you by Cheerleaders in Philadelphia. Visit Cheerleaders in Philadelphia, and the website for that is cheerleadersphiladelphia.com. Welcome to the first weekend in August, and we are rocking and rolling with so much action going on this weekend. I'm not sure where to start. Do we start with horse racing, my favorite sport? We got huge races at the Big M, the Meadowlands. $1 million will be on the line for the 99th edition of the Hambletonian, and the favorite will be Carl, but there'll be some stiff opposition coming from TCI and Sig Sauer. Big card at the Big M. We'll talk about the $1 million race, the 99th edition of the Hambletonian. And of course, we got Saratoga. Big race at Saratoga going off this weekend. Of course, we got the Whitney Stakes. Last week, we had the Jim Dandy. We saw Fierceness win in dramatic fashion over Sierra Leone. And of course, the big race at Saratoga takes place at 5:40. It was a 5:42, the Whitney, a mile and an eighth. The favorite is National Treasure with Flavien Prat and Bob Baffert. The second choice is First Mission with Florent Geroux and Brad Cox and the Bombs. Everyone knows I love Bombs. You got two of them in this race. And they're both trained by Todd Pletcher, one of the top trainers in the world. Number 7 Croupi with the top jockey in the world, Arad Ortiz. And then, of course, the big bomb is the 12 horse with Charger Johnny V, who won with Fierceness in a Jim Dandy last Saturday, goes in with a 30-1 shot on the 12 horse. We'll break it all down for the horse racing action. We got baseball action. The hottest team in baseball is the New York Yankees. It's amazing how things change so quickly. Everybody threw the Yankees under the bus, didn't expect them to do anything, and now the Yankees are back in action, and right now they have a legitimate shot to make it to the World Series. The bookmakers think they have a good shot. Only the Philadelphia Phillies have a better shot according to the odds, and the Philadelphia Phillies have been struggling. The Yankees swept the Philadelphia Phillies, and we'll talk about the Yankees. We'll talk about the Mets out in LA. Mets got a fairly favorable schedule out on the West Coast. They got 3 against the Angels. They got 1 makeup game against St. Louis. Then they got 3 at Colorado and 3 at Seattle. That's a 10-game road trip. But you got the Angels and Rockies in there, and they both stink. And the Angels, everyone's talking about Mike Trout on Thursday. They announced that he is out for the season. Mike Trout, to me, may be a great guy, but to me, I always said he was one of the most overrated baseball players in my memory. And I wouldn't give Mike Trout $1 million for a contract, because he is always hurt, and he had some good seasons in the early part of his career. But as far as I'm concerned, Mike Trout, he's never going to be the same player that he was, and that's just the way it is with the Angels. And the Angels, the Mets should take care of the Angels. The Angels, even though it's an interleague game here, which means nothing, the Angels are one of the worst teams in baseball. Going into Friday, they're 47-60. Meanwhile, the New York Mets. Talk about the Mets, and they've been playing really well. They're 7-3 in the last 10 games, and right now the Mets, they're not going to catch the Philadelphia Phillies, who are struggling in the East, but the Mets right now are, right there for the wild card. They're tied to get the wild card with the Atlanta Braves. They're 2 games behind the Atlanta Braves going into in the loss column going into this weekend series as they go into the Angels, and the Braves played on Thursday and they got the win. So the Mets are just looking to get in. That's all that matters right now, right? You just got to get in it. We saw what happened last year with Arizona, and we saw what happened with Texas winning the World Series. The NFL season started already. I was super excited. The Hall of Fame game on Thursday between the Texans and the Chicago Bears, and it was marred by weather late, but it was great just to see football back. The Giants are playing on Thursday. So we're going to see the Giants without no Saquon Barkley Well, I don't think we'll see Daniel Jones either on Thursday, but I'll give my prediction on the game. The Giants are favored by 3, and the total's at 36. And then, of course, the regular season gets going on September 5th, Baltimore at Kansas City. The Chiefs are favored by 2.5. The total in this game is at 46. College football starts in exactly 3 weeks. On August 24th. Time is flying. Florida State takes on Georgia Tech. Florida State's favored by 13. The total's at 55. A couple weeks ago, I said to grab Georgia Tech plus the 14. That was my early pick there. A lot of action happening all over the place. I want to tell everyone today I found one game, just one, in baseball. It's an underdog that's going to show a big ROI, return on investment. That's what this show is all about, making a profit, minimum risk and maximum profits. Well, I have my underdog game of the year in baseball. Make sure you hit me up on Instagram or Twitter, Joe Wiz Sports. You can follow me to get free picks 7 days a week. And if you want my big underdog, just call or text 201-906-3853. It's that simple. Just use your free VIP code 909. You call, mention free VIP code 909, you're going to get my underdog game of the year. If you text me at 201-906-3853, I'll also give you the big game. Just use your free VIP code 909. If you'd like to get a free copy of my tip sheet, just go to my website, joewizsports.com. You'll see I made the biggest legal bet ever in the state of New Jersey. You'll get information about my premium services. Everyone is jonesing for football, and, it started already, and it's just going to keep going till the regular season starts. But, some people ask me, hey, Joe, why do you bet preseason? But listen, the reality of it is you can get more good information. If your information is accurate, there is more information to be had than there is during a regular season. During a regular season, if anybody gets hurt or even falls down or anything, you know about it the instant it happens. In preseason, some teams just play to win, and some teams play just to practice. So there's certain teams, the coach's philosophy is they want their players to get in there and keep their starters in there for a longer period of time. Not as much as they used to, but they still keep their starters in there. And you won't see that in the first week, but generally the second or third week. And by next year, we'll probably only have 2 preseason games. So yeah, you get a lot of good information in preseason. And that's what it's all about, information. So if you're looking for one big game today in baseball, I have it for you. It's an underdog. So if you bet 100, you're going to get a big return. And I promise you, this game has a very high chance of winning. I never tell anybody I have a guaranteed winner because there's no such thing as a guarantee. Anything could happen in any given game, but this game has a 90% chance of winning. And when I have games rated this high, they usually win. That's all I can tell you. So those of you that follow me for in the last 10 years, when I tell you I have a game that's 90%, it usually hits. I have one today. And you call me or text me at 201-906-3853. I'll give you the game. Just use your free VIP code 909 on Instagram or Twitter, Joe Wiz Sports. We got a lot to talk about here. We're going to talk about the Yankees and Blue Jays, Mets and Angels. We're going to give you the prediction on the Giants and Lions on Thursday, which takes place on Thursday. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about horse racing from the Meadowlands and Saratoga. We have a lot to talk about. We're going to take a quick break. We come back. I'll have some winners for you right after this.
I'm Matt Brown with your NFL Flash Update. The NFL is back with some preseason action as the Lions travel to MetLife Stadium to battle the Giants. It's the first warm-up match for each team as Detroit looks to get off to a good start as New York looks to do the same. Currently, the Giants are favored in the matchup at -130, but the Lions aren't that far off at only +155 for the game. Can New York pick up the win at home? Head over to Joe Wiz Sports on Instagram for the winner.
Robot, why do customers love Nielsen Dodge?
Low prices, great service. Lisa new 2024 Dodge Hornet RT Plus E all-wheel drive, just $89 a month.
And the robot never asked for a raise.
I don't want a raise.
See?
I want to run the whole show.
On Route 10 in East Hanover, or shop online at nielsendodge.com. It's the season.
With approval, term Hornet 24 months, due at sign, $40.89. Add tax tag and $4.98 dock and DMV fees.
This is The Wiz. Did you just text me? Well, you can. 201-906 3853. Let me know if you want a free winner in baseball, if you want a free winner in soccer, the WNBA, horse racing, I got you covered. 201-906-3853. Plain and simple. Text and win. Let me know if you want baseball, you want soccer, WNBA, horse racing, I got you covered. 201-906-3853.
Hey Mike, you hear about this sports handicapper Joe Wiz?
Isn't he the guy that has that sports betting show on ESPN?
Yeah, I started following him on Twitter and he's been on fire. I don't even have to call anyone for the free pick.
Are you serious?
Yup, just follow him at Joe Wiz Sports on Twitter and his handle is the same on Instagram.
Didn't he make that big $20,000 bet or something I saw on the news?
Yeah, I think the video is on his website, joewizsports.com.
I'm gonna follow him now. What's his Twitter again?
It's at Joe Wiz Sports.
Wow, I just followed him. He's the real deal, all right. He's on ESPN with thousands of followers.
You can call or text him to get a free winner instantly. Here's his number, 201-906-3853.
What's the number?
Oh my God, 201-906-3853.
I went to joewizsports.com and got a free copy of his tip sheet. Tons of free winners.
You owe me, dude. I hooked you up with one of the biggest names in sports betting. You know what they say, nobody beats the Wiz.
Bing bang. Get ready for Philadelphia's most exciting spot, the newly renovated Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club. Now you can enjoy Philadelphia's sexiest entertainers longer with Cheerleaders' new overtime hours. Open until 4 a.m. every Friday and Saturday. Watch your favorite sporting event on the brand new 75-foot video wall. More fun awaits with the new state-of-the-art cigar lounge and the newly built upscale VIP champagne rooms. Cheerleaders. Open daily until 2 a.m. and overtime hours until 4 a.m. Fridays and Saturdays.
How would you like to get free baseball winners 7 days a week? Just follow and win on Instagram, Joe Wiz Sports. No hype, no pressure, nobody to talk to. Joe Wiz is one of the biggest names in sports betting. Just follow on Instagram, Joe Wiz Sports. That's JOEWIZ Sports. Free picks 7 days a week. Plain and simple. Follow and win on Instagram, Joe Wiz Sports. Or call direct 888-WIN-7000. That's 888-WIN-7000.
You are listening to The Fine Line. I'm The Wiz, and thanks for tuning in on this super edition of The Fine Line podcast. Behind the scenes, we got Katie, we got Matt, and we got Jordan, who's on vacation. But heck, it's August, so everyone's allowed to take a little bit of time off. All the college kids will be back in school very, very soon. Some people didn't even take a break. We got Matt and Katie working on the Fine Line podcast, so they've been working all summer long on the newsletter and the Fine Line, and we hope you enjoy this edition of the Fine Line podcast, which is brought to you by NielsenDodge.com. Whether you have no credit or poor credit, it doesn't matter. As long as you have a driver's license, you're going home in a pre-owned or brand new vehicle in a whiz moment. Go to NielsenDodge.com. And if you're in the Philadelphia area, visit CheerleadersPhiladelphia.com, one of the top entertainment places in the nation. Check it out at CheerleadersPhiladelphia.com. And, you know, we talked about baseball in the first segment. We talked about the NFL. We talked about college football. We talked about horse racing. The one major sporting event we didn't mention in the first segment, and I felt it didn't deserve my merit, is the Olympics in Paris. To me, the Olympics, as soon as I saw the Last Supper, the disgrace they did to attacking all the Catholics, I just instantly turned on the Olympics. I'll be honest with you, I haven't watched much of it. I'm disgusted about it. And also, you know, the attack on the Israel people, the Jews, it's just embarrassing what's happening, and no one's really even talking about it. You know, we got this scandal going on with the boxing situation with, you know, there was a women's boxing match going on. One of the women from Algeria was taking on, her name was Khalif, going up against Karina from Italy, and the poor girl from Italy had to quit because she was getting hit so hard from Khalif, who I'm not sure what Khalif is, but we do know that this boxer was suspended in the past for elevated testosterone levels. It's just embarrassing at this day and age in 2024, we could have men beating up on women in boxing matches in the Olympics. And that's what's happening. And that's what's embarrassing to me. That's another reason why I don't want to watch it. The women's gymnastics, hey, great. I'm glad for Team USA, but they're having a cat fight as well with Simone Biles and some of the other women that are participating. And even Team USA, the men's basketball, I'm sort of like, I don't really care if they win or not. I mean, because you know me, I'm a dog player, right? And the men's team is always a big favorite and big deal. KD scores 30 points and LeBron does this and this. I mean, you're going up against an inferior opposition. You should win by 30 or 40 points. I mean, the men's team is favored over Puerto Rico on Saturday at 11:15 a.m. By 32 points, 32 and a half. And the total's 188 and a half. Now, I'm not making this an official play, but I'm taking Puerto Rico plus the 32 and a half. I would never lay that many points here. So great that USA is going to get the gold medal, but really, what does it really mean? I mean, the patriotism in the Olympics is gone. I mean, between the Last Supper, attacking Israel, the men beating up on women in boxing matches, it's just embarrassing. And, I have no interest in watching the Olympics. So that's my 2 cents on the Olympics. Good luck if you're watching it. And yeah, I'm rooting for Team USA, but I'm if the men's team loses, I'm not going to lose any sleep about it. That's the one thing, I'm going to be playing the dogs. And speaking of dogs, I have a major dog going today in baseball. It's my underdog game of the year, and you can get it free. Just call or text 201-906-3853. Use your free VIP code 909. Imagine that you can call one of the nation's top sports betting analysts right now. You call me or text me, use your code 909. I will give you a dog in baseball that shows a big ROI. And that's what this show's all about, return on investment. And, we talk about it every week on how to bet baseball. The number one criteria for baseball is who the starting pitcher is. In baseball, you can bet the listed pitcher, whoever that pitcher may be, or you can have action. So whoever pitches that game, you have action. But if there's a certain pitcher going on, for instance, Saturday, say Rodon's pitching for the Yankees, and, I don't say anything great about listing him. He's 11-7 with a 4.34 ERA going up against Berrios, the Blue Jays. So if you listed Rodon, say for one reason he has a back spasm and decides not to pitch that day, like Cole got scratched the other day in Philly. So if you have a listed pitcher, then that game doesn't count. They give you your money back. But if you have action, then whoever pitches goes. You can bet F5, which is the first 5 innings only. You got the money line in baseball, which I always do, is the money line. People ask me all the time, money line or run line. I don't like the run line because baseball is one of the few sports where you just have to win. Unlike college basketball or the NBA or the NFL, we know about that dreadful hook, right? That half a point. We've all been there. We've all gotten beat by the half point. But I've told you numerous times, I've had tutorials about it, how not to get beat by the hook during football or basketball. And we'll get to that another day. But baseball, you got the money line, run line. I always recommend doing the money line. And if you're betting big money and you're betting more than a nickel, which is 500, or a dime, which is 1,000, list the pitcher, because that's the number one criteria. And I have one game in baseball today that I absolutely love. It's a big, big underdog. And I want you to give me a call. I'm going to give it to you for free. 201-906-3853. Make sure you use your free code 909. That's the only way you'll get this big dog. And everyone knows I love underdogs. And everyone knows I love dogs in general. If you want a picture of my dog Tucker, he's been jonesing during the summertime with this heat. He wants to jump in my Beamer and get a ride to the dog park. He doesn't even want to walk 2 blocks to get to the dog park to hang out in the park and hang out with the squirrels, the pigeons, the frogs. It's crazy. Tucker wants to get a ride to the park in my Beamer because he doesn't want to walk on the hot asphalt. I don't blame him. I would do the same thing. But, I have a dog today in baseball. Hit me up on Instagram or Twitter, Joe Wiz Sports. You can follow me and get free picks all the time. Hey, football's here. You want free picks every day, 7 days a week? Just follow me on Instagram, Joe Wiz Sports. And don't ask how to spell Wiz. I've told you a million times. It's Joewiz Sports. Plain and simple, just the way it sounds, Wiz. And if you'd like to get a free copy of my tip sheet, go to joewizsports.com. Katie and Matt helped me out this week with the newsletter. We got some good stuff in there with baseball. Talk about the Phillies. Are they contenders or pretenders? They're taking on the Mariners. They have a tough West Coast trip. The Phillies had the best record in baseball, but not anymore. The Guardians have the best record in baseball right now. So we'll talk about that. I know Katie's a big Phillies fan. I know Jordan's a big Phillies fan. Matt is a big Yankees fan. And me, I'm just a fan of whoever I bet that day. Everyone's like, who's your favorite team? I don't have a favorite team. One day could be on the Red Sox, one day could be on the Yankees. That's how fickle it is with sports investing. So, we got the Yankees taking on the Blue Jays this weekend. The game on Saturday, Rodon's going up against Berrios. I'm expecting a high-scoring affair on Saturday. I'm playing the over between the Yankees and Blue Jays on Saturday. That's one of my free picks in Major League Baseball for Saturday. Miami is taking on Atlanta. This is another game here that we don't know much about here. We got Holmes going up for Miami and Tyler going up for Atlanta. Don't know much about either pitcher. So whenever I should say Tyler's pitching for Miami and Holmes is pitching for Atlanta. Excuse me on that. But it's very confusing. So a lot of times you have to pay attention if certain pitchers are playing. You have to look at what they're doing in the minor leagues and find out what's going on. Listen, Miami has nothing to lose, and Atlanta obviously is battling for. They still have a shot to catch the Phillies. If the Phillies keep reeling, I'm not sure if they'll catch them, but they're only 6 games behind, and the Philly fans got to be concerned. We'll see what they do on this West Coast trip. Mets, Soriano's taking on for the Angels 6-7 with a 3.69 ERA going up against Peterson. I like the Mets to knock off the Angels on Saturday night. Those are some of the games I have available. Give me a call right now to get my big underdog at 201-906-3853. Just use your free VIP code 909 on Instagram. Joe Wiz Sports. You follow, you get a free pick, and you qualify to win a free $1 million. That's right, the Powerball drawing on Saturday. You hit me up, and you said you have to follow. If you don't follow, you're not getting the $1 million. But if you follow, you send me a DM, I'll give you my big underdog in baseball, and you send you a check mark. That check mark means if I hit the Powerball drawing, you qualify to win a free $1 million. So follow on Instagram or Twitter, whichever one you prefer. I know some people like Twitter. Majority of people like Instagram. Personally, I like Instagram better myself. Working a little bit on TikTok and some of these other social media apps. There's so many different things going on right now. The world's moving all over the place. But the best thing is to call or text 201-906-3853 and use that free VIP code 909. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. We come back. We're going to talk about horse racing from the Meadowlands. The Hamiltonian down the stretch. They come. Who is going to win?
I'm Matt Brown with your MLB Flash Update. The Fightin' Phils fly west to take on the Mariners in a weekend series between the two struggling teams. Philadelphia comes into this series having lost 6 of their last 7, including 4 in a row, and they no longer hold baseball's best record. Despite their struggles, the Phillies are still favored just behind the Dodgers to win the World Series at plus 500. Can the Phillies get their groove back in Seattle? Get the winners on Instagram now at Joe Wiz Sports.
Get ready for Philadelphia's most exciting spot, the newly renovated Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club. Now you can enjoy Philadelphia's sexiest entertainers longer with Cheerleaders' new overtime hours. Open until 4 a.m. every Friday and Saturday. Watch your favorite sporting event on the brand new 75-foot video wall. More fun awaits with the new state-of-the-art cigar lounge and the newly built upscale VIP champagne rooms. Cheerleaders. Open daily until 2 a.m. and overtime hours until 4 a.m. Fridays and Saturdays.
This is The Wiz. Did you just text me? Well, you can. 201-906-3853. Let me know if you want a free winner in baseball, if you want a free winner in soccer, the WNBA, horse racing, I got you covered. 201-906-3853. Plain and simple. Text and win. Let me know if you want baseball, you want soccer, WNBA, horse racing, I got you covered. 201-906-3853.
Hey Mike, you hear about this sports handicapper Joe Wiz?
Isn't he the guy that has that sports betting show on ESPN? ESPN?
Yeah, I started following him on Twitter and he's been on fire. I don't even have to call anyone for the free pick.
Are you serious?
Yup, just follow him at Joe Wiz Sports on Twitter and his handle is the same on Instagram.
Didn't he make that big $20,000 bet or something I saw on the news?
Yeah, I think the video is on his website, joewizsports.com.
I'm gonna follow him now. What's his Twitter again?
It's at Joe Wiz Sports.
Wow, I just followed him. He's the real deal, all right. He's on ESPN with thousands of followers.
You can call or text him to get a free winner instantly. Here's his number, 201-906-3853.
What's the number?
Oh my God, 201-906-3853.
I went to joewizsports.com and got a free copy of his tip sheet. Tons of free winners.
You owe me, dude. I hooked you up with one of the biggest names in sports betting. You know what they say, nobody beats the Wiz.
Bing bang. Robot, why do customers love Nielsen Dodge?
Low prices, great service. Lisa new 2024 Dodge Hornet RT Plus E all-wheel drive, just $89 a month.
And the robot never asked for a raise.
I don't want a raise.
See?
I want to run the whole show.
On Route 10 in East Hanover, or shop online at NielsenDodge.com. It's the season.
With approval, term Hornet 24 months due at sign, $40.89. Add tax tag and $4.98 dock and DMV fees.
How would you like to get free baseball winners 7 days a week? Just follow and win on Instagram, Joe Wiz Sports. No hype, no pressure, nobody to talk to. Joe Wiz is one of the biggest names in sports betting. Just follow on Instagram, Joe Wiz Sports. That's JOEWIZ Sports. Free picks 7 days a week. Plain and simple. Follow and win on Instagram, Joe Wiz Sports. Or call direct 888-WIN-7000. That's 888-WIN-7000.
Welcome back to the Fine Line as we continue on with this special edition of the Fine Line podcast. First weekend in August. Boy, is time flying. Football already started. I know everyone thinks regular season. To me, hey, the Hall of Fame game started on Thursday. And of course, the Giants take on the Lions on Thursday night at MetLife Stadium. So we'll talk about the Giants, we'll talk about the Eagles and Ravens, and next week we'll talk about the Jets as well, since that takes place on the weekend of next week. And the Giants are on Thursday, and we don't come on till Friday, so that's why we'll talk about the Giants there. So we got a lot of action going on, and boy, if you are a horse racing fan, we got coast-to-coast action going on at the Big M at the Meadowlands. We got the Saratoga, and we also got some huge races at Del Mar Racetrack out in California. Let's get right to some of the races that are taking place at Saratoga. Saratoga, huge card. We got the Saratoga Derby Invitational. It's a Grade 1 stakes race, $600,000 on the line in race number 7. And the favorite in that race right now is Legend of Time with jockey Buick and trainer Appleby. You got a couple of good other horses in this race here. Don't count out Diego Velasquez with Moore and O'Brien, but Flavian Pratt could be a dark horse, the 8 horse at 8-1 with Chad Brown. The horse is White Palomino, the 8 horse at Saratoga in the 7th race. The big race at Saratoga, of course, is the Whitney Stakes. $1 million on the line. A field of 12. The favorite in the race is the 3 horse National Treasure with Flavian Pratt and trainer Bob Baffert. Bob Baffert's back at Churchill. He had to apologize, and they reinstated him. So Bob Baffert will be running at Kentucky Derby next year in the first Saturday in May. We got First Mission, the second choice with Florent Giroux and Brad Cox. That is the First Mission is the 5 horse, and then of course you got the 2 long shots. Ironically, you got 2 Pletcher horses, a Red Ortiz at 15-1 with Krupe, 7 horse, and then of course the big bomb, which is Charge It. And you can never count out Johnny Velasquez. He won last week with Fierceness in a Jim Dandy, 30-1. Now, listen, it's going to require a perfect trip and some crazy things to happen, but it happens all the time in horse racing. So that's going to be my try box. If you bet $1 trifecta box, it'll cost you $24, and you have a chance of winning thousands if the 7 or the 12 come in. But my pick in this race on the try box would be the 3, 5, 7, 12 dollar try box. It costs you $24, and you have a chance to make thousands if the 7 or the 12 pull off the upset. And horse racing is a lot about upsets. And, you know, baseball, there's a full slate of games going on today. I want you to give me a call. I have my big underdog going off today. One big dog that's going to show a big ROI, return on investment. You know, I know everyone likes playing chalk. They like laying the wood. People ask me, what's laying the wood? Laying the wood is when you're playing a favorite. And the same term can be used for chalk. Chalk is when you play favorites. And most people gravitate, whether it's in baseball, basketball, football, any sport. Everyone likes playing the favorite. Everyone likes playing the home team, and everyone likes playing the over. Listen, I know. I used to be a bookmaker. I was on the other side of the fence, and we knew that, Charlie, Peter, Paul, Tom, and Kevin are all going to bet the home team. They can't wait for Monday Night Football. They're going to bet the San Francisco 49ers against the Jets. They're going to play the over in the game. That's what everyone does. And now, this year and in the previous few years, the NFL is predicated on more teams scoring. They don't, it's amazing how the evolution of football has changed from, the days when the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Steel Curtain and, remember the Raiders and John Madden? I mean, those were like dog fights, right? Now everything's like if you walk by somebody or if you touch them, you get a flag. It's so different right now. Everything's predicated on scoring, so there's more games that are going to be going over the total more than ever. So we all know that. But there are opportunities to make some big money in baseball, and I have a dog. So this one is going to show a ROI, and you can make a big score. Give me a call, 201-906-3853. Remember, all you have to do is just mention your free code 909. You don't know how many people call me and say, is this really Joe Wiz? I get to speak to the Wiz? Yeah, why not? Hey, I am not Verizon. I'm not Cablevision, where you call and you get somebody from China that doesn't speak English, that reads off of a script, and you hang up and you're left on hold. Do you know how many times I call Verizon up and I'm like, I have a business account. I have like 10 cell phones with all the employees and all that, and I still don't get the attention I deserve. My bill's like $700 a month with Verizon, and I still can't get an English-speaking operator. The only time you get an English-speaking operator is when you want to buy something. So you have to press sales, and then you get someone that's from Harvard. Well, forget about Harvard. I don't want to speak to anybody from Harvard. They're like so out of whack these days, but somebody from a good college. I'm trying to figure out a good college. Maybe the school I went to, Jersey City State College, New Jersey State University, because Harvard and all these Ivy League schools have all tanked. I don't want to get into it, but the point I'm making is that, you don't get many English-speaking operators for any customer service unless you want to buy something. But, if you call me or text me and you want to speak to me, hey, you get Joe Wiz on the phone. So do it now and get my big underdog, 201-906-3853. Remember, if you can't call or text, then you could follow me on Instagram, Joe Wiz Sports. You qualify to win a free $1 million. I hit that Powerball drawing on Saturday. You get $1 million, but the only way to do it is you have to follow me, and you also have to get a check mark. If you wake up Sunday morning and find out I hit the Powerball drawing and you didn't get a check mark, you're going to be sick to your stomach, because it doesn't cost you a penny, and I'm going to also give you my big underdog in baseball. It's free. Just follow me on Instagram. Some people like Twitter. I know the majority like Instagram better, so Joe Wiz Sports. And if you'd like to get a free copy of my tip sheet that comes out weekly, go to my website, joewizsports.com, and sign up to get it right now. So there's many opportunities to get in touch with me and get some big winners. And I know everybody likes a lot of winners, a lot of big games going on the board today. So we got you covered. Interesting game. The Dodgers are taking on Oakland. And how about the Dodgers? They've been struggling. They came down to earth. On Wednesday night, I gave out, right on Twitter, I gave out Dylan Cease. He's coming off a no-hitter, and I always pay attention to that. I usually don't like playing a pitcher when they're coming off of a no-hitter, but I took the shot with Dylan Cease going up against Kershaw on Wednesday, took the Padres, and they beat the Dodgers, and they cut that deficit to 5 games out in the NL West. So anything is possible right now. So the Dodgers are taking on Oakland, and you got 2 good pitchers going up. They got Flattery from Detroit, and Spence is going for Oakland. But Spence, even though Oakland stinks, Oakland right now is 45 and 64 going into this weekend series with the Dodgers. But this kid Spence is a good pitcher, 7-6 with a 4.47 ERA. Oakland could give the Dodgers all they can handle. Now, I'm not going to go out and say this is my big underdog because it's not. But just watch out for the game. Don't lay the heavy wood with the Dodgers. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. Joe Wiz Sports to get some big winners. So everyone wants to know who is going to win the 99th edition of the $1 million Hambletonian. It's coming up right after this.
I'm Matt Brown with your MLB Flash Update. 2 divisional leaders do battle as Baltimore travels to Cleveland to visit the Guardians. Entering the series, Cleveland holds the best record in all of Major League Baseball and is on a hot streak, having won 4 of their last 5. Despite the recent streak of dominance by the Guardians, they currently only have the 7th best odds to win the World Series at plus 1,600. Will Cleveland's run on top continue? Get the winners on Instagram now at Joe Wiz Sports.
Robot, why do customers love Nielsen Dodge?
Low prices, great service. Lisa new 2024 Dodge Hornet RT Plus E all-wheel drive, just $89 a month.
And the robot never asked for a raise.
I don't want a raise.
See?
I want to run the whole show.
On Route 10 in East Hanover, or shop online at NielsenDodge.com. It's the season.
With approval, term Hornet 24 months, due at sign, $40.89. Add tax tag and $4.98 dock and DMV fees.
This is The Wiz. Did you just text me? Well, you can. 201-906 3853. Let me know if you want a free winner in baseball, if you want a free winner in soccer, the WNBA, horse racing, I got you covered. 201-906-3853. Plain and simple. Text and win. Let me know if you want baseball, you want soccer, WNBA, horse racing, I got you covered. 201-906-3853.
Hey Mike, you hear about this sports handicapper Joe Wiz?
Isn't he the guy that has that sports betting show on ESPN?
Yeah, I started following him on Twitter and he's been on fire. I don't even have to call anyone for the free pick.
Are you serious?
Yup, just follow him at Joe Wiz Sports on Twitter and his handle is the same on Instagram.
Didn't he make that big $20,000 bet or something I saw on the news?
Yeah, I think the video is on his website, JoeWizSports.com.
I'm gonna follow him now. What's his Twitter again?
It's at Joe Wiz Sports.
Wow, I just followed him. He's the real deal, all right. He's on ESPN with thousands of followers.
You can call or text him to get a free winner instantly. Here's his number, 201-906-3853.
What's the number?
Oh my God, 201-906-3853.
I went to JoeWizSports.com and got a free copy of his tip sheet. Tons of free winners.
You owe me, dude. I hooked you up with one of the biggest names in sports betting. You know what they say, nobody beats the Wiz.
Bing bong.
Get ready for Philadelphia's most exciting spot, the newly renovated Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club. Now you can enjoy Philadelphia's sexiest entertainers longer with Cheerleaders' new overtime hours. Open until 4 a.m. every Friday and Saturday. Watch your favorite sporting event on the brand new 75-foot video wall. More fun awaits with the new state-of-the-art cigar lounge and the newly built upscale VIP champagne rooms. Cheerleaders. Open daily until 2 a.m. and overtime hours until 4 a.m. Fridays and Saturdays.
How would you like to get free baseball winners 7 days a week? Just follow and win on Instagram, Joe Wiz Sports. No hype, no pressure, nobody to talk to. Joe Wiz is one of the biggest names in sports betting. Just follow on Instagram, Joe Wiz Sports. That's JOEWIZ Sports. Free picks 7 days a week. Plain and simple. Follow and win on Instagram, Joe Wiz Sports. Or call direct 888-WIN-7000. That's 888-WIN-7000.
You are listening to The Fine Line. I'm The Wiz, and thanks for tuning in for this special edition of The Fine Line podcast. We want to thank our crew behind the scenes. We got Katie working on the show, Matt, and Jordan is on vacation, but I'm sure he's tuning in to see what's happening all over the sports betting industry. We want to thank our sponsors, NielsenDodge.com. If you have no credit or poor credit, it doesn't matter. As long as you have a driver's license, you'll be driving home in a pre-owned or brand new vehicle in a whiz moment. Go to NielsenDodge.com and CheerleadersPhiladelphia.com. If you're in the Philadelphia area, one of the top adult entertainment venues in the world, go to cheerleadersphiladelphia.com. And we thank you for tuning in, because this show cannot be possible unless we had all the avid listeners paying attention. I know everyone's excited for the football season, and yeah, we had the Hall of Fame game. It was a little bit of a disappointment with it being canceled in the third quarter, but most people got their money back. But be that as it may, the Giants are taking on the Lions, and the Saquon Barkley era starts without the Giants on Thursday at MetLife Stadium. Giants are favored by 3, and the total is at 36. Daniel Jones, big question marks. Giants have so many question marks here, but they're not going anywhere this year. I'm not sure what to expect. I don't think we'll see Daniel Jones playing on Thursday either. I'm taking the Lions +3. I don't trust the Giants favored. I don't know why the Giants would be favored over anybody. Even opening day against the Vikings in week 1, they're a pick'em at MetLife, and that counts for real. So we know that most of the players aren't going to be playing. I'll have more updated information during the week on that. So pay attention to the games that are with the lines going on here. Carolina Panthers are playing New England on Thursday. That line has New England favored by 1. New England's notoriously tanks during preseason, but that's when Bill Belichick was around. He's not around anymore. The total is at 34. Go under the total. Carolina is the worst team in the NFL. Under 34 between Carolina and New England on Thursday. And Friday, in case you don't catch the fine line, Eagles are taking on the Ravens. The Ravens have one of the best records in preseason in the last decade. Ravens are laying 3 to the Eagles. I'm going to take the Ravens minus the 3. So people say don't play favorites or chalk. Well, I'm laying the wood with the Ravens against the Eagles. I might do the money line, though, so pay attention to the spread. One game you don't have to worry about is my big underdog. I have one gigantic play in baseball today. The game is absolutely monstrous. Call me at 201-906-3853. If you don't call, text that number. Use your free VIP code 909. I'm going to give you a big dog in baseball where the odds, the money line is off big time. And again, in baseball, I recommend you always do the money line, not the run line. So don't ask run line or money line. Smart bettors do the money line only. And if you're betting big money, you have to list the pitcher. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter, Joe with Sports. Get free picks 7 days a week. Qualify to win a free $1 million. If I hit that Powerball drawing, you get $1 million cash. But you need to follow and need to get a check mark. The minute you follow and you send us a DM, we're going to send you our big underdog in baseball, and we're going to send you a check mark. That means you qualify to win a free $1 million cash. Instagram, Joe with Sports. Get a free copy of my tip sheet. Go to joewithsports.com. So here we go. My favorite sport, harness horse racing. I know it's funny because horse racing, a lot of people that bet horse racing, they either like betting the thoroughbreds or they like betting harness. Most people don't like, the horse guys are very fickle. They don't like playing both of them. I like both. I find there are opportunities to make more money consistently with harness racing because the horses run more frequently. In thoroughbreds, you might see one horse run at Saratoga and you may not see him run again till 3 months later or 4 months later. Some of these thoroughbreds only run 2, 3, 4 times a year. Harness, they run 20 or 30 times. But the big race at the Meadowlands will be taking place. It's the 99th edition of the Hambletonian. It's race 12. It'll be on Fox Sports, and they do a great job. My friends over at the Meadowlands there, Dave Little, he's one of the most respected horse racing, handicappers, and harness racing. I always listen to Dave Little. We got Jessica Otten and Gabe Pruitt, who will be on Fox Sports. They do a tremendous job. I love Jessica. She always does a great job at the Meadowlands, and Gabe Pruitt is always nailing some good long shots as well. I like Gabe because he doesn't play a lot of chalk. So follow him on Fox Sports. I'm not sure if it's Fox Sports 1 or 2, but you can check it out. And of course, go to the Meadowlands. Post time is at 12 noon. Normally post time is roughly 6:30, but post time is at 12 noon. There's a big soccer game Saturday night at the MetLife as well. It's a friendly game between Real Madrid and Barcelona, so no opinion there. I don't like playing friendly games here. But the big race at the Meadowlands, Hamiltonian Race 12, the horse to beat is the number 1 horse, Carl. That's the post position. He has the number 1 jockey in the country as well, with Yannick Gingras. This horse has won 9 of 10 races, and this year 5 of 6. He's the horse to beat. The 1 horse, he's going to go off as a favorite 6-5, but you'll still be getting a decent ROI. Second choice might be the 4 horse with TCI. TCI going off at 5-2. Then you got the 6 horse with Bella's Muscle Hill. Excuse me. That is Scott Zeron. The 7 horse has a shot, a 12-1 Secret Agent Man with Andy Miller. And the horse that beat Carl this year, the favorite, Sig Sauer, will be going off at 4-1 with Andrew McCarthy. When it's all said and done, I think Carl is going to win the Hamiltonian. But I'm doing a try box 1, 4, 6, 8. Dollar try box costs you $24 at the Hamiltonian, race 12. 1, 4, 6, 8. Dollar try box costs you $24. Remember, this is your last chance to get my biggest play in baseball. It's a big dog. 201-906-3853. Use that number right now. Call it or text it. Use your free code 909, and I'll send you a big, big dog. We want to thank Matt. We want to thanks Katie and Jordan behind the scenes for bringing the Fine Line. And we want to thank you, most of all, for tuning into the Fine Line. And we'll be back on next week. Thank you.